Welcome, Capricorn. This is your weekly Tarotscope reading for April the 6th through to the 12th, 2015. I'm Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. Thank you so much for your likes, your favorites, your shares. Thank you so much for subscribing. I mean, you guys are totally awesome, amazing. You rock. Thank you so much for your support, truly. Let's get to you because we start with the Wheel of Fortune. So this usually means, especially with this deck, I think it more with finances. Finances open up, new doors of opportunity open up when it comes to finances, wanting finances in your life, realizing that some doors have to close before new opportunities can come in. We have the Queen of Swords here with the King of Cups. Now, the Queen of Swords is like, she's not the knee jerk. That's the Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords, we kind of have to watch her energy because she'll be the knee jerk reaction to things and just going out impulsively and doing things. The Queen of Swords has more of a plan, but yet she still has a little bit of that energy in her because she wants the action. She wants things to be accomplished, to go forward, to realize the dreams, and she's coupled with the King of Cups. So it's very much about perhaps your sense of love, your sense of loyalty, your sense of duty, your sense of responsibility. So it could be more home than it is career, but I do see work involved here as well. So this might be just right across the board for you. If you've ever got a personal reading from me, you know that, because I explain it to you, that I lay down the cards, I meditate on you, I lay down the cards, and I meditate on the cards, and I try and see if, if there's a lot of swords, or a lot of wands, or if there's a lot of strong cards, or a lot of royalty, and I try and make matches in between, and try and read the cards somewhat, but I really don't get the true message of the cards until I pick up the cards and I start talking to them. Now, that actually happened, I think it was in Sag, but it could have been Scorpio. Where I thought the cards might mean this, and I couldn't wait to get to them, and it had nothing to do with what I had thought. It's not until I start to hold the cards that I really get the true essence of the reading. There might have been conflicts in relationships. I think those are going forward now. There's a lot of strength here. And really what you do, how you do it, how well you do it, realizing your beauty, realizing your strength, realizing your wisdom. It might have a lot to do with the home, actually, because we have the King of Cups and the Empress here. Both, the King of Cups is kind of like the father, the fatherly love, the protection. And the Empress, I mean, she's the mother of all, right? She's above all the queens and kings. So let's start with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, especially in the first spot, so you are going to see changes this week, or you're going to see doors of opportunity that can be opened. You're going to see things that you need to walk away from as well this week. And I see one card here that might give you a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of worry, but for the most part, I think you are ready for those doors to close and you're ready for those doors to open, whatever that means in your life. Now, I think it's more with finances. If you're really not looking at finances, then it's health and well-being when this card comes up, but it's really, your priority list, what you are putting energy into right now, where your focus is. That's where you really need to take my words and put it into that situation. Okay, a general reading, that's what makes a general reading so hard, because every one of you are experiencing a path in a different way. And although there are many similarities, which allows me to do a general reading, the situations can vary tremendously too. Stature in the community and within the neighborhood, and your home life and your work life and your career and your passions and your joys and your love life and your spirituality, right? So you really need to understand where your priority is, and then understand that most of those doors that we're talking about opening and closing have to do with what you are putting the most energy into right now. Now we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. The Queen of Swords, I mean, she reminds me of this protective mother. So we're getting a lot of mother energy. I'm wondering if it has to do more with home life and family life and your community, maybe it could be work, but then it's more to do with the people at the workplace, your association with them, how you get along, how you work out your differences, things like that. But I keep hearing moms and dads, and using those words to describe these cards. Now, she does remind me of the protective mother. Okay, she is the one that she holds that sword, and she will do whatever it takes to keep her children safe. Okay, now that might be your inner child. That might be protecting your inner child. You have an angel sitting right next to you, so realize that you are well protected through God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, and there are two flowers below that angel. There's a red flower and a white flower, which is talking about your courage to step into almost a rebirth or a renewal of who you are or what you stand for. Okay, you hold that sword, and you know, when this card shows up, you're not afraid to use that sword in order to cut out the things that are necessary to cut out, to dissipate in your life, in order to step forward with a beautiful, well, love in your heart. Okay, the King of Cups, this is one that really talks about the protection that you have around you, that you are well protected. Now you have a ship coming in the background. Okay, so you may not realize at this point in time that you are actually working towards that ship coming in. But like every king, like every queen, you are working towards that ship coming in. So it's the determination, the belief in yourself, the belief in your path. We have strength and the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands, that's all about your thoughts going forward on how to bring things into balance in your life. Okay, and strength talks about the courage that you need and how to lean on spirituality. Um, so this would probably be a very good week to take time out to meditate, to pray a little bit more. You should have that in your routine already, but it's allowing that special time to connect and ask questions and ask for guidance and ask for security and stability in your life, in whichever way that you need it the most. Because with the Ace of Wands here, you're thinking about new ways of bringing balance into your life, for everything to work together, for everything to fit, for everything to, it's like, you know, the cogs, right, going around each other so perfectly and fitting into each groove as it goes, right? And so that's how you are trying to project what you want to manifest. It's how you're thinking about it. So you're really making a plan of action. Now, the Queen of Swords, there's a little bit of that spontaneity. Oh, forget that. I can see the word, but I'm not saying it. It's spontaneous. There we go. Whew. Spontaneous reactions to situations, just not thinking about it. Really pull yourself out of every situation this week and think about it before you actually make a plan to go forward. That's what these two cards say, because sometimes it's really hard to just not say what you are feeling, or what you are feeling, what you desire, what your viewpoint is, what your morals dictate, what your moral compass perhaps dictates in a situation. So hold back, get all the information, be more of the diplomat, and I mean that you're Capricorn, so that's more of your true natural state anyways, but for some reason I'm getting this knee-jerk energy with the Queen, although it's more of the Page, but she would have it too, because she'll do whatever it takes to get to where she's going, to manifest those dreams down the road. But these two cards specifically say you need your strength, you need your wisdom, you need your guidance from spirit, from angels, from God, the universe, in order to understand what needs to be in place in order to bring the full balance in. Okay? That wand is right down the middle of that rock. It's split it completely even. Okay? And so it's bringing your thoughts into, I can see it, and I'm just not getting the words. I apologize for that. That wand comes down, and it brings in, it brings in that balance. And it's new balance coming in. It's through your strength. It's through your wisdom that you actually understand what needs to take place in your life in one way or another, depending on where your path is leading you and what path you are walking. So it's definitely a week to pull back before, and not to say you're not to do anything this week, but take that moment out, take that silence out. You know, go home, meditate on it, bring your answer back to work tomorrow if it's a work related issue, or sleep on it overnight, or take some time out, go for a walk if you have to, just to separate yourself from the issue long enough that you can really bring out your true strength, your true wisdom, your true intellect, in order to bring the proper balance into alignment into your life. Now we have the Nine of Swords and the Lovers. The Nine of Swords are the things that keep us up at night and we worry about. The Lover speaks for itself, right? Now, depending on what is more important in your life, the Lovers usually stand for strong relationships, mature relationships, relationships that have been bonded a long time ago. And there's some worry, or there's some concern, or let's get this card up so I get the true energy coming through. You know, this is your worry card. This is, you know, you're all ready to go to sleep. You're exhausted. You've had a long day. You see that pillow. You know you're going to be out in 5 seconds flat. You lay down and your brain says, just kidding. We really need to go over this. And you lay there for hours thinking of all the things that you could have said, might have said, should have done, might have done, situations that you should have walked into or you should have stepped out of, right? And replaying it and getting up this anxiety and this worry about your choices. And if they were the right ones, trust me, they were the right ones, okay? Even if you didn't make that decision then, you would have ended up getting another situation in your life where you would have had to make that decision because you needed to learn the lesson. You needed to gain the wisdom so that you have that strength. You have that knowledge going forward. And it's with relationships, I would say, for the most part. Now, this could be passions and dreams as well. So where you have been trying to ignite a passion or a path forward using your unique talents, your gifts, your energy, and you feel like maybe you made the wrong move here or the wrong move there, you haven't, okay? And so there really needs to be a belief in your capabilities going forward. Your capabilities that you can manifest what you want in your life, that you didn't make the wrong choices, that you had to make those choices. It's looking back, and you know, hindsight is 20/20. And why? Because and some people look back and they never see where they erred, where they stepped outside the line, where they could have done things differently. And those people, they'll get that lesson again so that they can connect with what they needed to do differently. But when you're actually up and you're worried because you did this or you did that or you said this or you said that or you put yourself in that situation, and you see now when you look back on it, oh, I could have done this differently. I could have said this. Why did I step into that situation? I knew, because you needed the knowledge. You had to go through that lesson. You had to. So please, if anything else, when you are laying there in bed, I mean, just turn that off switch. Okay, take that switch and turn it to off on any kind of self-doubt that comes in, anything that tells you that you could have done it a different way. You couldn't have done it a different way. Now you have the knowledge so that when the situation appears, you will do it differently. And you needed that knowledge. And it's on a great, wonderful path. It's the things that matter with the lovers. It's the strong passions, the dreams, the soulmates, the twin flames, the people that are closest to you in your life, the dreams that are closest to you in your life. So you really need to, yeah, I mean, maybe that's the door that needs to close, that self-doubt of what you did in the past and how you think it's a reflection of how you're going to go forward. The only reflection going forward is how you're going to manage that situation, and it could come completely different, but it's got the same basis, handling it so that you are strong. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. The Eight of Pentacles is the card that says you are looking at how you do things, if you do it well, if it's well enough. You're looking at the finer details, how you can expand your talent, how you can do a better job next time, how you can give it more of you. And it's with the Empress. And the Empress is that motherly figure, okay? Now, this is new creativity, birth, rebirth. Okay, so it's definitely along the lines of what you do now, what you do today, and how it steps you into a path of tomorrow. Maybe now you realize the work that it entails and the value of the work that you get back to you. She's a very spiritual card too. Okay, as much as she is birth, and I mean, if you're planning on expanding a family, beautiful energy for it. But she's also very spiritual. She's very grounded. She's very strong in her plan forward and what she wants to manifest. She has a great wisdom. She doesn't make mistakes. She doesn't knee-jerk situations. She thinks it through. She gives the attention where it's needed. She takes in all the information. She's kind of like the diplomat, and that's kind of like a natural ability for you. So I don't know why I even need to bring that up so many times in this reading, but I did. So maybe you're just feeling more of an impulsive energy around you this week, where you just want to get things going, get the party started, maybe get a reaction where there hasn't been a reaction. Okay, it's the tried and steady course that you really need to stay on. It's trusting in yourself, trusting in your beauty, trusting in your wisdom, realizing just how marvelous you are and everything that you do, how wonderful it is, and how it affects people in so many ways to beautify and enrich their lives as well as yours. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.